We navigate risks every single day. Some are right there in your face, totally obvious, like the potential damage from a cosmetic treatment. But others, they're completely invisible, hiding in the products we use all the time. So today we're going to explore this tale of two risks, the one you can see and the one you can't. So let's start with something super personal, our hair. Think about it. It's often the first thing we change when we want to express ourselves or feel different. But that choice, it can come with some real consequences. And this desire, this need to change how we look, has led to some cosmetic treatments that are incredibly common. Yeah, we're talking about artificial hair integrations, which you probably just call hair extensions or weaves. They're a super popular way to add length or get more volume or even throw in a pop of color. Usually they're put in by clipping, gluing, or sewing in extra hair. And hey, this is nothing new. People have been doing this for centuries. Way back in the late 1600s, huge, elaborate wigs were the height of fashion. The weaves we know today really showed up in the 50s, but it was that long-haired disco era in the 70s that made them a massive mainstream thing. Okay, but here's the thing. This super popular treatment, it can come with a real, tangible, physical price. So what's the catch? It's this thing called traction alopecia. Basically, all that constant pulling and tension from wearing weaves for a long time can really damage the hair follicles, like right at the root. And over time, that can cause breakage and, this is the scary part, sometimes permanent, irreversible hair loss. Right. That's a risk you can see. The cause and effect is crystal clear. It's a direct result of a choice you made. But what about the risks you can't see? The danger is hiding in plain sight, in stuff we use every single day, often without a choice, and definitely without a second thought. And that brings us to the other side of the story, this pervasive, invisible threat. You might have heard the name. They're called forever chemicals. So let's pull back the curtain on this hidden danger, a whole class of chemicals that has quietly worked its way into every single corner of our world. Okay, so the fancy scientific name is per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances, or PFAS for short, and they get that forever nickname because they have these incredibly strong chemical bonds. They just don't break down, not in the environment and not in our bodies. Now, here's what's really unsettling. They're everywhere. Literally all around us. Just take a look at this list. It's wild how normal all this stuff is. The nonstick pan you used this morning? Yep. That waterproof jacket you love? For sure. Your lipstick, your shampoo, even your yoga pants. They're in food packaging, carpets, firefighting foam. The list of everyday things is just staggering. So if these things are in everything, and they last forever, what's the real cost? What's the price we're all paying for this persistence? Well, the health risks that have been linked to PFAS exposure are pretty terrifying. We're talking about studies pointing to links with certain cancers, thyroid problems, high cholesterol, and even developmental issues in kids. It's a heavy, heavy price to pay for what? A pan that's easier to clean? And you know what makes this even worse? The history behind it. It turns out, from documents that have come to light, big companies like DuPont and 3M knew these chemicals were highly toxic for decades. We're talking as far back as the 1970s. The sheer scale of this is just hard to wrap your head around. The official database lists something like 7 million different types of these PFAS chemicals. 7 million. And of course, it's huge business. In 2023, the global market for PFAS was worth about $28 billion. But that number, it's nothing compared to the hidden cost. When you add up all the healthcare costs and the environmental cleanup, the estimated annual bill is a staggering $17.5 trillion. That number is just mind-boggling. Okay, so let's tie this all together. Let's put these two risks, the one we see and the one we don't, side by side. This really breaks it down, right? On one side, you've got the tangible risk, traction alopecia. It's visible, it's an individual problem. The impact is direct and focused on one person. Then you have the invisible risk of PFAS contamination. You can't see it, its scope is global, and the impact is systemic. It affects absolutely everyone and everything. And all of this leaves us with one really important question. Think about it. The hair weave is a personal choice, with a pretty clear, visible trade-off. But these forever chemicals, that's a cost that's been forced on all of us, mostly without us even knowing. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other hidden costs are we paying every single day for the products we use and the world we've built?